number of 224 assembly constituencies in Karnataka, with 36 reserved for SCs and 15 for STs. Electoral roll as per the final published electoral rolls after the last summary revision. Total number of electors in the state is 4.18 crores. Continuous updation facility is available, is going on for enrollment of voters, which will be available till the last date of filing of nominations. The percentage of photo in the electoral rolls in Karnataka rolls is 98.69. The EPIC coverage is 98.37%. During our last visit to Bangalore, when we had a meeting with all election officers, we had given them direction to reach 100% in terms of EPIC as well as photo coverage in the rolls before the polls. EVMs, the poll will be conducted in all polling stations using electronic voting machines. This law and order and deployment of forces will be based on the assessment of ground situation. Central police force and state armed forces drawn from other states also will be deployed. The Commission will continuously monitor ground situation closely and take all appropriate measures to ensure peaceful and fair polls. Adequate number of general observers, expenditure observers and police observers in addition to micro observers will be deployed to ensure free, fair and smooth conduct of elections. From the last set of state elections, that is Northeast batch of elections, the format for filing of affidavits regarding criminal background, assets and liabilities and educational qualification of candidates have been combined from two earlier into one in revised Form 26. This revised Form 26 will be used in Karnataka elections also. Paid news is another aspect which will merit very close attention and monitoring by the Commission. From the last batch of state elections, Commission has directed the media certification and monitoring committees at different levels to dispose of paid news cases in a time-bound manner, taking cognizance, issuing notice, passing orders, etc. All these have to be done in a time-bound manner. The Commission has told during our visit and also through you to all the officers in charge of conduct of elections that we expect all officials to discharge their duties in an impartial manner without any fear or favor. No election-related official or police officer of the rank of inspector and above shall be allowed to continue in his home district. Similarly, election-related officials and police officers of inspector and above level who have completed 3 years in a district during a period of last 4 years shall be transferred out of the district. So, similarly, police officers of the rank of sub-inspector who have completed 3 years in a subdivision or assembly constituency or are posted in their home subdivision or native assembly constituency shall be transferred out. And the protection to SC/ST electors. The Commission attaches utmost importance to protection to SC/ST voters and also to all vulnerable sections. Provisions of Section 317 of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989, which provides for deterrent punishment for intimidators of SC/ST voters, shall be invoked to guard against intimidation of SC/ST voters in exercise of their franchise. Total number of polling stations shall be 50,446. Polling parties will be randomized as per. Is it? Okay. The polling parties will be randomized as per the existing instructions of the Commission under the supervision of observers. Similarly, randomization of police personnel and home guards deployed at polling stations shall also be done. All significant election-related activities will be videographed, covered by video and digital cameras. The voter slips, as we have been doing in the last few elections, in addition to covering 100% by EPIC, efforts will be made to distribute voter slips at the doorstep of every voter 3 or 4 days before the date of the poll. Voter slip, in addition to containing photo of the voter, will also contain electoral roll number, part number, and polling station location. This will also be one of the sweep measures, because this will be in the nature of a reminder to the voter very close to the date of the poll, and we have found that this is one of the significant factors contributing to enhanced voter turnout. A complaint redressal mechanism is also in place with call center number of 1950, and also the website. Website also will receive the complaints. Every effort will be made to dispose of the complaints in a time-bound manner and also to inform the complainant. Sweep measures were used extensively during the last summary revision, and they will be continued till the date of the poll to ensure greater turnout of the voters. Through this forum, we seek to declare that Model Code of Conduct shall come into force with immediate effect. Schedule of election. As you all know, the Commission prepares the schedule of elections, duly taking into account all relevant aspects like climatic conditions, academic calendars, festivals, prevailing law and order situation in the state, and availability of security forces, etc. Now we come to the schedule. The issue of notification shall be on 10th April 2013, that is Wednesday. No, 3 more entries. Issue of notification on 10th April 2013. Last date of making nominations is 17th April 2013. Scrutiny of nominations shall be on 18th April 2013. Last date for withdrawal of candidates is 20th April 2013. Date of poll, the question which you asked, it is a single phase poll on 5th May 2013, which is a Sunday. Counting of votes shall be on 8th May 2013. Hours of poll shall be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, if you have anything to ask, please.
So last time there were 3 phases of polls. What made you decide that it should be only one?
Last time it was 3 phases. One before that was 2 phases. Like this, 2 phase, 3 phase, 1 phase, etc. Depending upon the various factors we do. That's it. Yes. Sorry? Yeah. Issue of notification 10th April. Last date of making nominations 17th April. Scrutiny of nominations 18th April. Last date for withdrawal of candidatures 20th April. Date of poll 5th May. Counting of votes 8th May. Hours of poll 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? Yes. So, any more? No question. Okay. So thank you very much.
All right, so that's the big news at this moment. Polling for the Karnataka elections will take place on the 5th of May and the results will be out on the 8th of May. Joining us from Bangalore is Gauri Lankesh, editor of the Lankesh Patrika. Gauri, the poll bugle has been sounded. How do you view what is to come in the next few months? In fact, just 2 months from now, considering the urban local body election results which came out just a few days ago.
First of all, it's rightly happening that the elections are happening now. Despite the BJP tripping over itself for the last 5 years, it has run its full course and elections are being held according to schedule. But given the results of the urban local body elections, I think the Congress right now is in a state of a present shock. They're yet to recover from it. If they recover from it, they certainly do have an edge. And the BJP, which did disastrously in the local body elections, is on the downswing right now.
Interesting, should say that the Congress is in a state of pleasant shock. Almost seems like the Congress itself was not ready for it. In fact, that was quite apparent. Do you think they'll be able to capitalize on the gains that they have made, whether they made any effort for it or not, and really make it count when it comes to assembly elections, Gauri?
When, as you correctly said, the Congress was not at all interested in going for the local body elections. In fact, they joined with the Congress, with the BJP and the JDS, and tried to impeach the state election commissioner and bar him from holding the elections. Clearly, they did not anticipate the kind of results that. And let us also not forget the fact that the Congress, whatever headway it has made in the local body elections, is not by its virtue or by its any own efforts, but it is a victory by default, which I think will sort of play a role in the assembly elections also.
I'll ask you a straight question. Do you think it is fair to make a direct comparison between what happened in the local body elections and what we could expect from the assembly elections? Because what the local body elections seem to suggest is that Yediyurappa seems to have made quite a mark. His was the 4th largest party, but he did cut a lot into the JDS and the BJP's vote bank, and the direct gainer was the Congress. Do you think that will be reflecting in the assembly election results as well?
Yes, I think so, because see, it's urban local body election, the voters were 20% of the state voters, which I think is much bigger than any sample survey that most poll surveys, take into account. So 20% of the voters, what they need to say is a good sample to go to forecast elections, I think. And also, yes, the BJP had its base in urban centers, and it's at those very urban centers that it has done badly. And of course, yes, the Yediyurappa's Karnataka Janata Party has eaten into the BJP, and even though his party has won very few seats, it has done more damage to BJP in other places. And of course, we should not forget the BSR Congress under Sri Ramulu, which has been totally wiped out in Bellary, but it has ensured that it also swept BJP away from Bellary.
All right.
And in many other places, the BJP has certainly gone to 3rd place.
But
which is an
Gauri,
indicator
I
for the
want
coming
to
elections.
ask you the final question. The first prediction of the year before the polling takes place. What do you think Karnataka is going to throw up this time? Will BJP be comfortable, hung house, and we're going to hold you to it on the 8th of May?
That is very difficult to predict right now unless we know who are the candidates from each parties. Mainly because it's going to be a multi-cornered contest, and where the finishing margin will be very, very slight. So that depends mainly on the candidates that the parties put up in each of the constituencies.